Good evening. I must try not to fiddle. Hello. Thank you for joining me. I've started to swing now. Hi Anne. Hi Virginia. Oh, that's the wrong way. Don't put your hand on there, Hazel. Perfect. Hi Christine. Twice in one day, Christine. Hello, Mummy. Hi, Catherine. So today we are going to make a card, one that I've planned. While we're waiting for everybody to join, if any of you joined me for my live over on my freelance group, I did this and I've stuck it down, look, and so it's in a state where I'm going to do something with it. Haven't yet decided what, but I will do something. Hi Joe. Hi Donna. So I just wanted to, I was frantically sticking all the bits down actually before we went live, but that's an A4 piece, so I just wanted to share that with you. We will go have a look at some samples as well in full detail. Hi Wendy. Hi Julie. Hi Belinda. Oh, this is brilliant. So, as many of you will know, the second launch of my, I've got to say this the right way around, Julie Hickey Designs designer series, designed by Hazel, more about the girls and more about the boys, has been launched. And thank you to everyone that has purchased so far. And the makes that you've been sharing have been amazing. So I just wanted tonight to go through the collection. For those of you that haven't seen it, we'll have a little look at the collection. We'll look at some samples. I've got some from the design team here, so I can share those with you because you won't have seen them. And then I thought we would make a card, which I'm looking forward to because I know exactly what I'm doing. Hiya Penny. Hello to everyone. Sorry, I keep putting that on the wrong side. I didn't bring my iPad in with me, so I'm just going to scroll through and see what we have got. Hi, Hilary. Well, hi to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Before we go into showing you the product, I just want to thank Julie and Paula for working with me and making this happen. I really, really appreciate it, and it's so satisfying. Satisfying, is that the right word? Yeah, no, it is. I love to see people working with my designs, and I just find them really versatile and useful, especially with this second edition. It just extends the possibilities, and yeah, there's so many different little elements in there, but so much you can do with it. So I hope you have as much fun as I've had playing with them. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to forget half the things I meant to tell you. A couple of things before I flip it over and show you. Julie and I have got a joint workshop going on so it's kind of in two parts. February the 20th is a Sunday. That's when you'll get part one, which will be myself, and we'll be making these two cards. So from the girl side. There's also, I'm just checking on here to make sure. Yeah, so it will include some elements from the first collection as well. There'll also be a bonus card on top of this. And then on the 25th, which is a Friday, Julie will be doing, I think there's 4 cards because there's 2 twofers, if that makes sense. And those videos will go into the same group on Friday the 25th. So all of that, it's £20. It's available to book on Dragon's Papercraft website, and I'll put a link up, or my good friend Julie will. I'm sure Julie will put a link up if any of you want to join us. And don't worry if you're not available on the day, because you can watch the videos whenever you want to and however often you want to as well. So that's a good thing. Another thing, we are on the craft store on February the 11th at 10 and 2, and that is to launch the collection. So yeah, that's all good fun. Tune into those and you'll see lots of different tips and ideas and different ways of using all of the elements together, which will be good. Brilliant, we've got lots more. So I'm going to flip the camera. We're going to start having a little look. So let's see if I can do this properly. Oh, I forgot which way I'm screwing it now. Oh. There we go, that's a nice... Oh, God, I've just pulled my phone out. Hang on. Right, just looks a bit wonky to me, but I'm sure it'll be fine. That's okay there. Okay, I'm going to move that up a little bit. There we go. So this is the second part of the collection. First up, we've got more for the boys. So we've got lots of different elements in here. I wanted to be able to personalise the cards even more by adding ages. So we've got the little numbers there. These will fit into this star here, which will then in turn you can cut out using your star dies. I also I wanted a larger happy birthday and like a medley. So more of a background stamp that can intermingle and mix with all the other elements. And then we've got a couple of different accents ones. These corners, these are flipped symmetrically so you can get 4 matching corners. These are all also great for making different backgrounds as well. And then you've got that lovely medley of numbers. And one thing that I thought was missing was I wanted to be able to put birthday boy or birthday girl. So we've got the boy there. So that's the first set. And then we've got more for the girls. And don't think because, well, I know you won't think, but because it says more for the boys and more for the girls, they're going to mix and match together. So you can use elements for this on the boys and vice versa. I wanted a larger fern leaf stamp. So now we've got sort of like 3 different size stamps that will all work together, as well as the stencil and, of course, the die coming up. We've got a medley of the descriptive words. We've got amazing, loving, beautiful, gorgeous, all mixed up in there, which is lovely. We've got you are such an, so you can have amazing, friend, or you've got you're such a wonderful friend or a fabulous friend. Now, the reason why I've got wonderful and fabulous and amazing and beautiful, if you recall on the first release, I'm just going to bring this in to remind myself what they are. So on the boys set, we had fabulous, brilliant, wonderful and awesome in a typewriter font. Well, I wanted to flip it so I'd got scrolly. So that's why I've got wonderful and fabulous in the scrolly one, so it would match the female. And you could just mix and match them up as however you wanted to, really. We've got a couple of circles here. These are the great size for the numbers as well. You'll fit 2 numbers in this one or 1 in this one. And then we've got these lovely like plaid lines which make really great bits in your background. So that's the 2 stamp sets. And then everybody commented on the little portion that we had on the You're a Star stencil. We've extended it out and put happy in there, and this makes for a brilliant background. I love this. If I'm missing any questions, I'm sure Julie will pick them up. I'm just going to scroll just to make sure. Oh, don't know what I've done there. So that brings me to You're a Star die set. I absolutely love how this has all come together. So we've got a large star. Then we've got skinnier ones. There's 3 skinny framed, but you've also got the bits that drop out the middle as well. And then this mimics on the stencil. We've got this design and we've got this design. And then we've got these gorgeous ones with the stars inside. And then the 3 ascending or descending stars. But they all work perfectly with or without the stencil, standalone, entirely up to you. And then we have the fern die set. So this is the exact same size as on the stencil, but you've got all of that detail. So a mimic of the mask. So with the mask, I would be inking that up and I was sending it through my machine. I can now die cut that detail and build up and get the dimension if I wanted to. And this outline die, you can back this one, or you can cut out from the stencil anything that you've printed or embossed, and it just gives beautiful results. So we've got the two sizes, but then you've got a few additional little fillers that are always really, really useful. So that's the full collection. It is available on Dragon's Papercraft website, but it's also, check out Sweet Honey Designs and you'll see all of the stockists on there too. So that's the product. Now I do want to share a few samples with you that you haven't seen. I've got some from Philippa and I've got some from Marion. So let's have a look. This is beautiful. So you've got that gorgeous, delicate detail from the fern leaf. And then you have got, like in the background, you've got the background stamp in there. I'm going to bring it up a bit closer. And the lines going across, but really effective. Love that, Philippa. So clever. And then this one, this is from Marion, and this is like stacked up. There's about 4 or 5 die cuts on there, with a gorgeous embossing powder over the top. How effective does that look? And then we've got this one using some of the die cuts. Now I think, I couldn't be certain. I'm not sure if that's a stuck-on product or if it's a heat embossed. Not quite sure. I'm sure Marion will let us know. Again, really effective. And this is really different but effective. So the little lines in the background there, look at the smaller dies with some different embossing powder techniques on. And then this one, this is like a little book from Philippa, and using the gorgeous all-weathered papers. So it was quite funny because she says, I've done the strip technique because I'd only got little strips left. So Philippa needs another pad of paper, I think. But how effective is this? You've got the star die on there, all of the little elements to decorate the background. Thank you, Julie. It was heat embossing on Marion's card. Look at all of these little tag pockets. And everything. So we've got some from the first collection, some from this new collection, but this just demonstrates how it all just works together perfectly. Mixing all of them lovely colours from the pad together. And it's all handmade and bound. And I love what she's done here, look. She's masked out the centre of the circle that says the happy birthday on, so it's more of a general, but you've got all of that lovely detail in the background. Really clever. Lots of different ideas, using all of the dies in there. And look at that for a background. Love it. So that's another one. And then we have this one. So we've got some of the stencil in the background as well. And those beautiful ferns. So they've been shadowed using the stamp behind them. And then you've got the little sentiments as well. But how nice are these circles just cut out and added on? And this one's really clever. I like this. So this is the line plates, but if I just go like that, Philippa's sewn. She's used the reverse colours and sewn through with some thread. It looks really effective. It's a simple look, but really, really effective. Beautiful. And then we'll just have a few more. I love this one. Look at that. So using the large star die as a mask. You could use the die to cut your masket and stick it down so that it's like the right height, so that you can get all of the little elements and stamp them around. And then she's coloured them in and added glitter glue. I absolutely love that. Sparkly and lovely. So I'm going to save that. I think that's enough samples for now. We will save some for another live because we're going to hopefully be doing some more. I'm sure Julie will be doing some as well. And I think what we'll do I hope I haven't forgotten anything. I'm sure I haven't. Right, let's get started. So I've chosen a colour today. I'm going to use Salvage Patina, and it's just going to be a 1 colour ink card. And I'm going to start off by using my Fern Foliage stencil. So I'm just going to lay it down on my card, and I'm going to use a brush to apply rather than a blending tool. And I do recommend using a brush on this because this is so delicate. If you used a foam, it would catch on it and it might pull it and damage it a little bit. So just sort of like hold that down and gently sweep this around. I'm hoping that you can see that okay. And I'm going for a good coverage here, because this one to me is going to be in the foreground. Now you might need to swap and move your fingers to sort of like hold different portions. You can get like a stencil glue, or you could tape it down if you wanted to, but I'd feel quite comfortable holding it with my fingers. So just bringing that round. There we go. So that's going to give me, I've got 1 impression down there. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll do it as we go along. So this is one of our die cut leaves, and I just wanted to show you this because I forgot. So this one is die cut, and I did 2 layers and did in the background, so you can kind of see the dimension on there. And then this one is printed from the mask, so you can clearly see like a difference depending on the look you're going for as to which one you choose. And this, I had to show you this. Now I've doubled this up. This is actually a piece of leather, okay, and I have managed to cut through the leather that intricate detail, and I die cut on this side, and then I flipped my leather over so that I could stick it sort of like back to back. How gorgeous is that? I don't know what to do with it yet, but I really like it. I was thinking about doing like a dangly, maybe a bit of a dangly charm for my handbag or something, or for my notebook. That would be effective. Okay. So just to show you how they all work, everything works together. That's the stencil, that's the die. If I lay that on there, that is perfect. And that's a way of getting a little bit of colour behind your die without having to colour everything. I'm not going to do that, but I just wanted to show it you. And I'm just worried that that lamp is giving me a shadow. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so then I'm going to move this around and just sort of like do a bit softer. Just move my fingers to grab onto different bits just so that I can soften. So I'm doing this lighter because it's almost going to fall in behind the one that I've done. And I'm just building up a little bit of a background. And you can come in from different angles, but maybe just do a little bit. I can do this one a bit darker because it's on the front corner. Okay. Maybe a bit over here. So this, get that point there. So again, this is just going to be a soft one, but it's going to be enough for us to see. So I just need to check the rest and fill in the gaps. There we go. Okay. Maybe we'll just do one more down here. Just bringing that in, and a little bit on this side. There we go. So I've got sort of a background starting to build up there. Now I'm going to take my happy birthday stencil and I'm going to line it on that top corner. And I'm going to come in, hold down. And I'm going to bring it quite heavy down this side, but then I'm just going to fade it in to sort of like mingle in with the leaves. So I'm getting softer and softer as I come across. So it just kind of joins in. Now at the bottom, I could, she says, let's see if I can line that up. Do you see where that ends there? And I've got half of a word. If I pick out the birthday there and see if I can line that up with the top of that birthday, which I can, then I can just continue that across and then I've got the full word. So it totally is it's not a word, but join-upable. You can join it up and make it with like seamlessly. So we've got our background there. And now what I'm going to do is bring my stencil back in and just have it over there. Just line it up. And I'm going to go into my stamps. So this is what I couldn't show you the last time I did a live. So I've got all my whole collection into this little folder. So on this side I've got a little pocket and I've got my stencils in here. And then opening up, I've got my 2 new stamp sets, which I want the Happy Birthday medley from the More for the Boys. I'm going to stick that on there. And then I go through and I've got my All About the Boys, All About the Girls, the Sentiment Circles, and then I've put magnets in so that I've got my star dies and my fern dies as well. But I know that everything is together, which is what you need. This, to be quite honest, this never goes in my drawer. It's always on my craft desk. So we've got that stamp. I'm going to ink that one up. Can you hear my chair creaking? I'm going to ink that up with the Salvage Patina. And normally I would just do this with not put it on a block, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want a little bit of print in that leaf. And what you might find a good thing, I hate doing this. Let me see if I've got a little bit of acetate. You know when you want something? I've spotted something that I can use. I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to use a little bit of this carrier sheet. I hate putting my fingers onto the back of the stamps because it just takes the stick off. And I know that you can get it back by washing them, but it just... You know, we have these pet hates and that's just one of mine. So if you put acetate over the back of there, just going to wipe that up. Line that back up. And again, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm just going to go through. And now I can push my fingers quite hard and get the print to go through. Now it's only going to be a subtle print because I'm using the same colour. What I could have done is maybe use peacock feathers, which is slightly darker shade, and it would have shown up a little bit more, but I really did just want it subtle in the background. So just keep lining that up each time and printing a little bit. And I'll lift that up because you probably can't see anything that I've done there. So can you just, it's really subtle, but it's there. Okay. So that was the medley. And now when I take that off the acetate, that will stick straight back. I'm going to put them where I can get to them. Okay. So then I'm going to flick through and I'm going to grab a stamp from the All About Girls, and it's this little trio of circles. And again, I'm just going to use the same colour. Maybe we'll put 3, like so. And we'll put that one down. Now we've got the little fern on this one from the original set. I'll maybe give that a really good ink up, and might just have a little bit coming in this corner. In fact, I'm going to go for the nude larger one. So that is, there you go, a lot bigger there. And I do want to stamp something up there, so maybe I'm going to just come on this corner here, because I am actually going to, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to put a die cut in that corner too, so it just give it a little bit more depth. So we'll put that one back on. And we could, I mean, there's so many that you can add. We've got so many stamps that are going to match in here. What should I do on there? So let's get a little bit of paper. So onto here. I don't want that there. This one is the large circle from the More About the Girls. And I'm just gonna stamp some of these out. But also the medley from the More About the Girls. I'm going to ink that up and just stamp it over the circles. Make sure that that doesn't go on your work, Hazel, like so. And that then can be cut out. And I'm also going to do, from the sentiment set, I've got one that says happy birthday, and it's going to match in with everything here. So stamp that one down. Now, you know at the beginning when I said I'm organised and I know exactly what I'm making, I was that organised. I went ahead and I cut out my elements. So I've got my happy birthday. I've got myself a little disc so that I can personalise the card. And I've got my 4 little circles with my text running through. In fact, I've done 5. Wow. So let's have a look now at our die cuts. I think I might actually go into the More for the Boys set. We've got this gorgeous little number medley. I think we could have some of that in the background as well, because it's just subtle, because I'm just using the same colour. It's going to be there, but not, you know, I might just see a little portion of it. I'm just going to put some down there. And just the second generation in the background there, which I think is going to fit in nice. And then also from the More for the Boys, I'm going to grab the happy birthday stamp, and I'm going to ink up birthday first. I think that's clean enough. And I'm going to add birthday on here. Now, forgive me, but I need to get my head in, so I'm going to pull it towards me a bit and make sure that I can get it exactly. Yeah, so I've got my birthday in, and then I'm going to ink up the happy, And you don't have to be so careful this time because that's going to hang over the page, but I am just going to pull it off with my finger. And I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to have the happy just above it, but to the right. So I've got my happy birthday here. I've got happy birthday coming down the side here. I've also going to have a happy birthday disc on there. So I've got lots going on. Oh, sorry, that clattered. If it was a specific age birthday, what I could have done is put my numbers in here and had those as, had my little age in there. So I have gone ahead and cut one of my fern leaves, which is going to go on here, but I have saved the small ones. So let's grab that. I've got my innie and my outie, which I need. Just clear some space, as you do. Right, so I'm just going to grab some card and I'm going to cut the background and the outer. Oopsie. That. So we're just going to feed that through, and then I'm going to do a little bit of inking on the background. Might need a bit of that too. Okay, are we all okay? Okay. Okay, so we've got a nice background there. And then we've got our gorgeous little, I always just use a little brush on this because for speed, look how delicate that is. One little bit, there you go. So for this piece, I'm going to ink that to separate it from the background. Salvage patina. Some of you may have seen that I put a little picture upon my group page, Hazel Eaton Freelance Demonstrator, and I did this in weathered wood and I absolutely fell in love. And Julie and I were talking before the live when I came home from work, and we were thinking, oh, now what colour would look, and Julie said, it was Julie's idea, salvage patina. Absolutely love this colour. So then I like a little bit of movement. So I am just going to glue just sort of like up the middle. And then just tap it on the back of your hand. Got my fingers now. And then just attach it in the middle. But by doing that, it just gives you a little bit more dimension. And this is going to go on here like so. And then we've got our little message that we can pop in there and lots of other bits. I think I want some white coming down here. Now, is that the same card? Because if it's watercolour, it's not going to be any good. It's watercolour. I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to cut another little leaf. Just going to push that through. I wish I could do this without. Just bear with me 1 second. Thank you. And the good thing about having your storage right by you is that you can put your dies and everything straight back in so you don't lose it. Okay. So again, I just want a little bit of movement on this corner. And also I could, you see how it just lines up perfectly with that stamp because they're the same size. But I might actually lay that down a little bit lower just to, yeah, I like that. So I'm just going to stick it up the centre, but not up this end at the moment. Just get it in position, probably about there. And then I can play with this and put it in the right position. In fact, I want it a bit higher. So long as it doesn't cover me happy birthday. Okay. And then what I like about these is that I've got my text and I can set them sort of like, whoopsie, on one of the circles. That's, I've got some there, that will break that up. And then we've got, it's all coming together nicely there. Now this is the little disc that I'll pop towards the bottom, that I'll personalise. But I'm happy with where this one is, so I like to leave that there. Again, I'm just going to glue up that centre. And then afterwards, I can add a little bit of glue to any of the leaves that I want to. So just, and because I've not got glue here, it's not going to affect. Must have been around here. Because I don't want to cover that one up. And I can still see my detail here. And then we're going to need foam pad. Pop a pad on there. So, just on there. And then I think we'll foam pad this one. But we've got to be able to tuck it back in. So I think we'll go, make sure we've got that straight. I'm going to hold it up because I don't believe it's straight. I can't see. I'm going to stand up. Yeah, that looks straight. Okay. And then I'm going to stick some of these little discs down. Make sure my text is the right way. That one's going to go over there. This one. And this one. There we go. Just make sure I've not forgotten to stick anything, and I'm just going to give that a little kiss around the edge just with what's left on the brush. And we need to snip away that piece and that piece. Right, look at me being tidy. Who am I? Okay, and then we'll just dry that off so that it doesn't curl my paper. There is one thing that I want to add. Well, there's a couple of things actually, but for the minute, I would like to add some sparkle. So I'm going to place that there. And grab my Old Faithful. So this is Diamond Pearl. It will add a beautiful pearlescent sheen over your work. You can paint with it as well. It's always a swish swish. I'm not getting it ever so wet. I'm just doing little short bursts. So I'm going to lift that up and clean that, and then before I stick it anywhere, I am going to give it a quick blast because it dries ever so quick. Right, now I'm ready to layer that onto. You see, part of me doesn't want to put black behind that now. It's a one colour card, Hazel. You are going to do one colour. So I'm just going to grab myself a piece of card and cut it to size. So it's 18 centimetres square, this piece. And this piece is 17.5 centimetres. So that's nice and crisp. So I need to, I'm going to go in quite heavy, and it doesn't matter about this because it's just a matte and layer. But I do want this to pop the card off. So lots of ink on it. Have any of you ever made a one colour card completely? And those of you that have already getting your collections through, we love to see what you make. And feel free to share it on any of the pages, on my page, on this page. It's lovely to see. And everybody has such different ideas. And that's how we all get inspired as well. A bit of tissue to dry that off. There we go. So then when we pop this on, oh yes, that's better. It's going to give us that nice edge. So we'll attach that on there. I like that, Joe. No, but I'm going to now. Perfect. I do love one colour. It's more because I can never make a decision. No, that's not right. I love playing with colour, and I love doing bright and rainbow and all of that. But sometimes I just think this looks so elegant in one colour. Just got that time to slide. Beautiful. Now for your edges, you don't want any gapey, flappy bits. So normally, if you're not all decoupaged up, I'd say turn it over and give that a nice firm press all the way round to seal your edges. Bit harder for me because I've got my decoupage in the middle there. This is a 20 by 40 that I've scored in half. And for this, I wanted a bigger border, so that's why I cut this down to 18 centimetres. And it just frames it. I'll attach that down. And what I'm going to do after I've done this is I'm going to show you my original card that I did, because I did add some glossy accents at this stage and leave it overnight, but I like both ways. So if I bring this one in, let's see if you can see the shine. Can you see the glossy? I've got the glossy accent on the buttons there, and on the fern leaf. Still got that sparkle. And what I did to this one as well was when I did this stencil, I chucked some clear embossing powder on it, and I just grabbed that just to give a little bit more texture. So really, really effective. And then can you see here, we've got this disc I've got on here to my beautiful daughter. No, I haven't. To our beautiful daughter. So what I would do with this one is I'd keep that disc, and then when it comes time to send that card out, I can personalise it to whoever I want it to be to, and then just fit that one in there so it looks the same. And always, I love, can you see there, just got a little bit on the inside, so we'll just, how we're doing for time, that's not too bad. I'm just going to finish that off again with just with the one colour. So I want my large fern, so that's more from the girls. We're also going to use a little bit of this little plaidy one, I think. Looking for the right block. There we go. I'll move that to the side. So we'll give it a nice ink up. We'll have a first and second generation. little something in that corner just to tie it all in. So maybe here. Can you actually see me stamping there? Probably not. I'll go up a little bit higher. And then, there you go. I might be able to get a few more, just emptying my stamp off. And then we will use some of them circles. Just sort of like faint in the background on there, just a soft one. We could use that beautiful, we haven't used that yet, have we? Now before I use it, I'm going to clean it because it has got black on it. And I'm doing one, I can't put black on it because it's a one colour. And also, before I do that, I'm going to bring in a little bit of my stenciling because that would look lovely too. So just use your script as a line. I'm lefty, so this is going to be a little bit caggy-handed for me. I just want it to sort of like come in and around what I've stamped. Just something slightly different. Yeah, that's nice, like that. Might just put a little bit in this corner. I always try not to have a straight edge, if that makes sense. Right, let's have a little bit of this lovely plaid. Well, lines. So, we'll have a bit there. And I think we'll have a crossover up there. And I'm going to do the same. I'm just guessing where I'm stamping that because it's so far away from me. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. Okay, I'm just going to have to go like that. Ta-da. And then to finish that one, I think I'll have a little... You see, you know that bit where I said just a little bit, just subtle? There's so many. There we go. Oh, one more bit. Oh, sorry, I've got to do it. We want that little happy birthday medley. Just a little bit of text coming in there. And then I promise I will stop. That's it. Done. Oh, but then look, you could... Oh, I'm doing it. I've got a couple of these little circles left over that I can just add in here just to finish that off. And again, it just ties a bit more of the outside in. So let's move that. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer for you to see. So there's our front. Let's move that horrible rag out of the way. There's our front. And then inside... Look at all that detail and how it all just matches in. Love that. So I'm just going to pull that up. And, oh, you're looking at the curtain. I don't know if I can do that. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that. I really like that, actually. The two colours together... I know it's going to be back to front now, but I'll just get my head out of the way. I don't know which one I prefer. What do you think? Salvage patina or weathered wood? Hard decision. I will post a picture of the finished card up on Julie's page when we're done. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Brilliant. If there's any question, I'm sure Julie's been answering the questions, if there's been any, should I say. Before we do a live, we think, right now, I must say this and I must say that. and then you think you've got it all right in your head, but when you sit here, it's like somebody just eradicates your memory completely. If I've forgotten anything, I'm sorry. But yeah, it is widely available. Check Sweet Honey Designs, but Dragon's Papercraft's got it. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Take care, bye-bye. Don't forget 11th of February for more demos, and we'll do lives in between too. So have a fantastic rest of your evening, and I've enjoyed your company. Bye-bye.